everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please, I beg you, subscribe to my channel because subscription is absolutely free, so you'll be seeing videos like this. So in this video today, I'll be showing you how I make this beautiful bikini bottom. So continue watching if you like to see how I make this beautiful bikini bottom, and please like the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you like to see how I made the matching bikini top, I'll leave the link in the description box below. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to be using a size 2 hook for this bottom, and I'm going to start it with this peach yarn. I'm going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to be making a chain of 15. So I'm starting this work with 15 chains. Let me zoom in so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'll make 15 chains. I'm done with my 15 chains. Next, I'm going to do 3 extra chains, which will act as my first double crochet stitch. So I'm going to skip that 3 that I've just made and place a double crochet on the 4th stitch in the chains, and I'm going to continue placing double crochets on each of the chains until I get to the end. Then I'll show you what to do next. So you place double crochet on each of the chain loops till you get to the end. So at the end of the row, I cut my yarn and I slip stitch so I could attach the new color. So I'm going to be attaching the pink yarn now, and I'm going to make 3 chains and turn my work, and I'll be doing this very pattern now. You watch closely. I'll be making a double crochet into the bone forwardly and a double crochet to the bone backwardly. I'm not actually stitching to the upper stitches, but I'm stitching into the bones of the double crochet. If you're having problem with this, I will leave the link of my basic knitting techniques in the description box below. You go check that video out and you'll find it's easy. If you're new to knitting, you'll find it more easy to understand what I'm explaining now. So I'm going to continue doing the same thing, 1 forward, 1 backward, 1 double crochet forward, 1 double crochet backward until I get to the end of the row. So now I'm at the end of the row. I'm going to make a double crochet to the very last stitch, and I'm going to make a chain of 3, turn my work. I'll be doing 2 rows with one color, 2 rows with one color. So I'm going to turn my work and still use the pink to do exact same thing, doing 1 double crochet forward, 1 double crochet backward till I get to the end of the row. So I continue doing that till I get to the 7th row. Then I will start increasing the work. I'll start working the back side, so I'll continue doing that till I get to the 7th row. So at the row number 7 now, we are going to start increasing the work. We are going to work on the back of the pants. This is like the crotch of the part where you have right under. So I'm going to attach this new yarn because already I have the pink yarn, 2 rows of pink yarn. So I'm going to start with this one, and I start with my normal 3 chains, but at that very starting point I'm going to place 2 double crochet into that very first stitch, which is the corner stitch. This is going to be my corner, so I'll place 2 double crochet at that very starting point. Then after I've placed that 2 double crochets, I'm going to be making the normal crocheting into the bone forwardly and backwardly. So double crochet to the bone forwardly and double crochet to the bone backwardly. And at this point you have to watch closely which pattern comes first after the corners, if it's the forward stitch or the backward stitch. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like if you look, you will see if the stitch is forwardly or is backwardly after you've stitched into the corner, because the corner is now a very new stitch entirely. So you're going to stitch, you cannot see it will start going slantly. So I'm going to continue doing that till I get to the end of the row. Then I'll also increase that other corner. So I'm at the end of the row now. I'm going to place 2 double crochets at that very corner also before turning my work, and that will make the corner to start growing slightly and making it grow wider. That will be the back of the pants. So now you can see it's going slightly. So let me still show you what I'll do next. So I'm going to chain 3, turn my work, but this time around I'm going to be placing 1 double crochet, because that very double crochet there is making 1 extra crochet. That chain 3 I make is now an extra crochet, so I place 1 double crochet before starting my normal forward double crochet stitching and backward double crochet stitching. So I'll be continuing the same thing. It's very simple if you just follow what I'm doing. So I'll continue doing the 1 forward stitch and 1 backward stitch till I get to the end. Then I'll turn the work. I'll continue doing the same thing, cut the yarn, attach new yarn. After I do 2 rows on each color, I will cut the yarn and attach another one, and I'll continue doing the same thing at the corners. Never forget, you must place 2 double crochet at the corners so that it starts growing slightly, and that's exactly what we want. So you continue placing the 2 double crochet at the corner. I'm emphasizing on that because you don't do that, you won't have what we want. So you can now see it's somehow growing slightly. So we are going to continue doing that till we get to the 30th row. Then I'll show you what to do next. So if you don't have any excuse of making mistakes and you were placing your 2 double crochet at the corner, this is what you should have. And this is now the 31st row. You can count it with me. I have 15 of these stripes, which is 2 double crochet at the corner, and I'm at the 21st row. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do from here. At that 31st row, I also was still placing 2 double crochets at the corner, in which I'm showing you now as I'm ending the 31st row. I still place 2 double crochet at the corner, but after that row, the next row, I'm not going to be placing a double crochet at the corner, 2 double crochet at the corner, sorry. I'll continue just doing the normal 1 crochet forward, 1 crochet backward. After I made 3 chains, I turn my work. I'll just do the normal 1 crochet, 1 double crochet forward and 1 double crochet backward without placing an extra double crochet at the corner. I'm going to continue doing the same thing as I've been doing till I get to the end of this very row, and at the end, that's the other corner. I'm also going to end it with normal double crochet without increasing it with 2 double crochets. At the end of the row, no more increasing. I'll just cut the yarn now and attach the pitch yarn and do exact same thing without increasing on the corner. That's placing the double crochet at the corner. I'll be doing normally as I did when I started the work. I'll just chain 3, turn the work, start the forward double crochet stitch and backward double crochet stitch without placing an extra double crochet at the corner. So I'll do that for 2 more rows, then I'll come back and show you what to do next. So just continue the same thing for 2 more rows with the peach color, then I'll show you what to do next. Yep, I'm done. So let's start working on the waist with the pink yarn. I'll use it and work on the waist. So you see we have 2 corners now, so we are going to place on one corner a tail of 4 chains, and on the other corner also we are going to start with a chain of 4, which will make the tail at that very corner, and work the way down to the other corner where we have the tail. So I'm making 4 chains now, and the next thing I'll do, I'll skip the first 3 chains, and on the 4th chain I'll place a single crochet there, and after that I'll also place another single crochet before I start working the waist down with my favorite stitch, which is the bean stitch. I have this tutorial on how to make the bean stitch. In case you did not understand from this one, you can go to the description box. I'll leave the link there. You check out that video. So I'll continue placing the bean stitch all the way down to the other tail, where I'll show you how I end it. Let me just explain. The bean stitch, you just skip 1 stitch and you place, well, I don't know how to explain that, just check it out on the other video. So I'll work my way down to the other end, and about the other end now I'm going to place a bean stitch till I have 2 more chains, 2 more space on the chain, the tail chain that I made. Then I'll be placing single crochets on that 2 space left. I will place another bean stitch there, then I'll be having 2 more chain space left. Then on that 2 chain space I'm going to be placing single crochets on each of them. The next thing I'll do, I'll make a chain of 4 and turn the work, skip the first 3 chains. On the 4th chain I'll place a single crochet there, and I will place another single crochet on the next stitch space I have. Then I will continue with the bean stitch all the way down. So that's just it. You continue doing the same thing. You place bean stitches when you get to the corners. You make a chain of 4. You skip 3 chains, place single crochets, 2 single crochets, then continue the same thing, just very simple, the same thing for the next 3 rows, and that will give us the next 2 rows, sorry, that will give us 3 rows. I'm making 3 rows of this for the waist. So I'll come back and show you exactly what it looks like once I'm there. So after 3 rows of this very stitch, this is what you will have. I'm going to fold it into 2 equal halves, and from the center I'm going to be counting 10 of these stitches from the center. So after the 10th stitch, I'm going to start placing single crochets with the pitch yarn. So in every stitch space, I'm going to be placing single crochet from that end to the other half. So it's making it a total of 44 single stitches, because each of these stitch pattern have 2 stitch space. So I'm going to stitch it to the other half end. Then now I'm going to continue with a chain of 120. So after finishing the chain of 120 on the other end also, I'm going to make a chain of 120. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to make the straps look more bold with the pink yarn. I will attach it at one end of the chain, and I'm going to be making slip stitches from this end of the chain to the other end of the chain. If you have a problem with stitches or you're new to knitting, I'll advise you watch the video on my basic knitting techniques. I'll leave the link in the description box below, so I won't be going into details. Different types of stitches is already there. You can watch that video, you will understand more better. So I'm going to be placing this slip stitch from one end of the chain to the other end of the chain to make the straps more bold. So when I'm done with that, it will be time for me to work on the front side of the bottom. I'm done with the back now. So next I'm going to be working on the front part of the bottom. So to do that, I'm going to start by reducing this front part, because I want it to look to be smaller. So to reduce, I will attach my yarn. I'm using pitch because already I had one row of pitch there. Remember, I'm doing 2 rows for each color. That's my pattern of the stripe. So I'm going to be doing that, and I'll be skipping the first stitch at the corner. That's how to reduce. If you're increasing, you will be adding one more stitch to make it 2 stitches, but when you're reducing, you skip 1 stitch at the corner. You don't stitch at that very last stitch, you skip it. You're not going to be placing your double crochet there, so you don't do that. Next thing, I will just chain 3, turn over. I'll chain 3. Sorry, I have to cut the yarn and change it to pink. I nearly forgot that. So I cut my yarn, attach pink at the corner, and I'll keeping that very first stitch. That very first stitch, I'm not placing a crochet there. Instead, I'm placing it at the second stitch. So I'll continue doing that for the next 7 rows before I will start increasing it. So at the corner, you skip the last stitch. You don't do a crochet to the last stitch. In that way, you'll be reducing the work. So I'm going to do that for the next 7 rows, and then this is what you will have. You can see it's reduced as the 7th row. The next, now I'm going to be increasing by placing 2 double crochets at the corner. So I'll place 1 more extra double crochet there. After the chain is making 1 crochet, and placing another one before continuing my work will make it 2 double crochet at the corner. So I'll show you when I get to the other corner. Also I'll place 2 double crochet at this corner. So you continue doing that and you build it, and it will start growing slightly and wider, and you do that for the next 22 rows. You're going to be doing exactly the same thing, placing 2 double crochet at the corner until you get to the 22 rows. 22 rows will make the front. So when you get there, I'll show you exactly what to do next. So this is what you'll have at the 22 rows of expanding the front. And from here, what you'll do next is that you're going to be making the same thing you do at the back by placing these stitches and 3 rows of these stitches to make the front, the waist, yes, with still pink yarn. So I'm done doing that. Next I'm going to line the sides and tuck in the loose strands. So I already have this yarn that I've been working on the waist already. I'm going to continue with that. I'm going to be using single crochet, to line the sides. So I'm going to tuck in these tackles, or should I say these loose yarns that I have, and in each of the space I'll be placing 2 double crochets. In each of the stitch space I'll place 2 double crochets. So I'll continue doing that all the way down to the other side, to the other end of the waist. This is the side of the bottom, so you be placing single crochets 2 in each of the space, and you continue doing that till you get to the other end of the waist, and you're tucking in the loose yarn as you go. So I've gotten to the other end. I'm going to slip stitch and cut my yarn and knot it end. I'll trim off this excess loose yarns that still pop out, and I'll tuck in the last yarn that I used, that I just slip knot now. I'll tuck it in. So after I tuck that in satisfactorily, I'll cut the remaining yarn, and that's so much for the sides. So I'm going to do exact same thing to this other side. Done with the sides, you can now see. So next I will just put this same strap that I have in the back to the front. Now I'll prepare some lace for the sides. So I'll double the yarn and I'll be making a chain of 200. Make 200 chains with this double yarn, double the pink and the peach to do that. So it will make it thick already. So I'll make a lace of 200, and I'm going to be doing 2 of this lace for either side of the bottom. So you make 200 chains of this, and you just slip knot and cut it off and just knot your work. Make 2 of this for either side of the bottom. So you're going to place the front, arrange it to be well arranged and equally arranged, both the front and the back. Then you're going to start from down to put in the lace. Like when you're doing your shoelace, that's the pattern you use to put in the lace at the side of the bottom. So you use your hook, put it into the hole and the hole in the stitches, and just pull out the lace. And you're going to be doing crisscross as if you are doing your shoelace cross. Once you pull it like straight, you're not going to cross this upper one to the lower one, and cross the lower one to the upper one, and you kind of walk it in and continue doing that until you get to the upper side of the bottom. And that's so much about it. You do that to both sides of your bottom, and voila, your bottom is ready. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscription is absolutely free, and also click the notification bell below so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much guys for watching. I love you guys. Until next time, bye.